Alright, looks like both of them are good. Okay, hey guys, welcome back to another edition of What in the Health and Human Performance. Today is super exciting because we get to talk about two different programs. We are talking about recreation and park management as well as recreational therapy, both housed in our recreation sciences department. Today we have Dr. Kindal Shores, who is Recreation and Park Management Program Coordinator. And then we have Dr. Cari Autry here in the middle. She is Recreational Therapy Program Coordinator. And then we have another Mac in the room with us today. And Mac is a Recreational Therapy major who is actually in her internship right now. So she'll tell us about that, and it'll be super exciting. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so since we're talking about two different degrees, let's kind of just separate the two so we know which ones we're talking about and what. So, Dr. Shores, yes. What will recreation and park management students be studying?
Okay, great. So recreation and park management is a broad field where we study basically providing the opportunities that people enjoy during their free time.
Yeah.
So we're talking about community members, older adults, youth, everything from youth sports to travel and tourism to environmental protection, those resources, sites, and activities that you do during your free time. Recreation and park management, it's our job to train people to provide those kind of activities for you.
And I actually took one of Dr. Shores' class when I was an undergrad, and it was really cool because it kind of talked about what is play versus like leisure, and like there's so many different underlying like ideas behind what we describe as leisure and play and recreation and whatnot. So it's pretty cool. Dr. Autry, a little bit about recreational therapy.
So, simply put, recreational therapy is using recreational activities as therapy for interventions to work with people with disabilities. So we still have that core recreation courses and philosophy that ties to our sister program of recreational park management. So our students will share courses, but then our recreational therapy students move into learning knowledge and skills related to learning about disabilities, all different disabilities, different interventions to help people with disabilities. So our students will work in mainly clinical settings, so 38% of our jobs are located in hospitals, and that means rehab, physical rehab, behavioral health, general hospitals, children's hospitals, but we also have students that graduate and work in VA settings, senior centers, long-term care, all different ages, different populations, and we also, recreational therapy is found in community settings like a Parks and Recreation department to do more like inclusion and universal design and things like that.
Okay, so both two broad programs with a lot of possibilities, it sounds like. So that's
Definitely.
What kind of like backgrounds do professors have in the unit, and kind of like why would, as a prospective student, why would I want to study from you guys?
Well, we have a lot in common in our training.
Yeah.
So when you get into the program as a student, you kind of choose a direction. You either want to be working with people with disabilities exclusively or and working with specific clinical populations, or you want to be working with the general public and creating those kind of outcomes. So those are the differences among students, but among faculty, we have a lot in common in our training. We have the teachers and professors you'd be seeing are a lot of people who have their full PhD in recreation, park, and tourism sciences. We have some professionals who have been working in the field and have master's degrees too, and they bring that experience into the classroom. In recreation and park management, we have people who have backgrounds in conservation, environmental psychology, tourism and community development, youth development, public policy, recreation park administration, even public health and how that can be facilitated through parks and recreation. So everything from camps to tourism to environment, basically we're stewards of the environment and of people. And so we have training in those areas, but we have professors with master's degrees and PhDs.
Cool. Dr. Autry?
The same here. We have professors that have master's degrees and PhDs. Our faculty do have a variety of backgrounds as far as practice. So we have Dr. Lloyd, who's worked at the Shepherd Center in Atlanta, which is very well known for physical rehab. We have other professors that have worked in psychiatric settings and behavioral health, and we have a new professor that's coming. She's actually moving as we speak right now. She's traveling a little.
We got to
Yes.
interview? Okay, cool.
And her background is really unique in that she works with developmental disabilities who have had dual diagnosis of mental illness and substance abuse as well. So we are looking forward to her background. My background's been more in youth development, so I did cross over to some of the professors in recreation and park management. My background is also in adventure recreation and the therapeutic use of sailing. So
You gotta tell me about
Which
the
is
sailboat.
super cool. It is super cool.
Dr. Autry has this really cool sailboat simulator. Yeah, and I've seen it
So
in practice, and it's really
we
cool.
a pretty unique thing aspect about our program is that we have 3 labs.
Yeah.
One of them is the sailing simulation lab, which has a virtual reality sailing simulator. It's an actual boat. It's not the popular virtual reality. It's we get our participants with physical disabilities in the boat. It moves, it heals, and they learn how to sail and work on different rehabilitation aspects that where their needs are. So,
Nice.
and we're getting ready to start and move our participants that have been in virtual reality to reality and have an adapted sailing program that's going to start soon in Little Washington on the Pamlico
That's so
River.
cool. I haven't heard about that. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But our other 2 labs,
Yeah.
just to put
Yeah.
another plug in, is very unique about our RT program is that we have biofeedback.
Oh, yeah.
It's the only undergraduate certificate that students would be eligible to take as far as completing biofeedback restrictive elective courses. And that's the only program in the U.S. at the undergraduate level. And that's through CAP, which is the Center for Applied Psychophysiology, and Dr. Matt Fish runs the biofeedback lab. And he's been here for doing that for 13 years.
He is all in. That's what he
Yeah,
is
yeah.
focusing on. All right, nice.
And then we have a
Yes.
sensory lab, which has multi-sensory environment equipment, which is very unique. It's portable, so it can go into the classrooms, or with a design for disability, they took it to the games for parents that have children with autism or on the spectrum. And
Oh yeah,
people
you see
with,
basketball games.
Oh, right,
was like
yeah,
that
the
spot
sensory
they
room.
could go to.
So
Okay.
all that's part of the sensory lab.
Oh, okay.
So there's
That's
And then we
really cool.
have, the Pirate Wellness program. So we have lots of opportunities for different experiences for students.
Nice.
Sorry.
There's a lot to talk about, which is always a good thing.
No, you're good.
So, Mac,
Yes, ma'am.
can you tell us about your experience in recreational therapy and kind of about, she's in her internship right now, so kind of about that and like what you're doing.
Yes. So coming into college, I was a little bit undecided about what I wanted to do. I started out as an intended nursing major, and then about halfway through sophomore year, I decided to pursue recreational therapy. I was very interested in healthcare, and I really loved that recreational therapy gave you a broad use of different modalities in order to accomplish this goal of taking care of people. I've had a really great experience throughout the program. All of our professors are super nice, super just educated, and they're there to help you. I am a graduating senior, so my internship, yay! My internship is through East Carolina University, and it is with the Pirate Wellness Program, which is a program that is providing recreational therapy services to adults with developmental and intellectual disabilities in Pitt community, well, the Pitt County area. So I'm having a lot of fun with that. We use several different modalities such as stress management, cooking programs, community programs in order to strengthen our clients' skills and their goals. So
Nice.
yeah.
Cool. Okay, so if I am going this degree route, or either degree route, obviously, since we've got two, kind of like what does my job forecast look like, or kind of what jobs will I be applying for? Mac, you may be able to talk about this, so you're about to graduate, so you're starting the job process.
Yes, I have a minor in psychology as well, so a lot of recreational therapy jobs can be utilized in the behavioral health setting, as well as Dr. Autry mentioned, the community setting. And the VA also provides a lot of great opportunities for recreational therapists. So yeah, there's a lot of different avenues. You can be more of a in a recreational setting, like a camp or a program, a youth program, or you can go the more clinical route, which would be a hospital, substance abuse, and behavioral health units.
Yeah, of course. I'm super excited because the job market right now is good.
Yeah. There we go.
It's very nice because obviously we want our students to learn. We want them to be critical thinkers and learn a lot of skills, but we want you to get jobs when you graduate.
Yes,
please.
That's the piece of paper. That's what we got.
There is nothing better than this summer has been kind of hot. A lot of former students and alums all telling me about their new promotions and their new positions, and that is the best email as a professor to get, is somebody excited about their new path. So in recreation and park management, we have 3 different kind of focus areas, and you're going to apply for different jobs depending on what your focus area and passion is. So if you're really interested in outdoor recreation and environmental management, you might do something that probably is what you thought this degree was when you first saw the name, which is be like a park ranger or work for state parks or national parks. Those are career opportunities that we train students for. The student who I was hoping could be here with us today is finishing his internship out at Goose Creek State Park here in North Carolina, but he's on site working, and they're getting ready to do a prescribed burn right now to manage the forest environment. So he couldn't come be with us today. But he is applying to state forests, national parks. He's looking at doing some seasonal work out in Alaska with the national parks to get his foot in the door.
Casual. Just going to Alaska. That's awesome.
Or Yellowstone. All those things are on the table. Then we have folks who have a more tight focus on their community. And there's, if you grew up and somebody had an impact on you as a coach, or somebody you went to an after-school program, or you had a special relationship with a counselor at the Boys and Girls Club. Those are the types of jobs that we're training students for with a community and youth focus. So you would be applying for those very jobs, maybe running a YMCA summer camp or a youth sports league. I can't tell you how many graduates are running this Greenville Little League baseball that we have here in Greenville, North Carolina. We just had someone hired yesterday to run athletics for local recreation and parks. So that's another avenue. And then the third focus is tourism and community development. So when you have that good time, and I just got back from my sister's lake house last night, and I flew flights, I ate food, I drank beverages, I rafted, I kayaked, I did all of the things and spent all of the money. All of that is in the tourism sector. And that money goes back to community. So you would be applying for jobs maybe with an entrepreneurship focus, with a small business focus. And we do encourage our students to go ahead and get minors in a variety of things. The minor counts towards your degree credits in recreation and park management. And that sets you up for kind of these very different career paths. But I'm super excited because a lot of our students are getting the jobs they want, getting their foot in the door.
Yeah.
And
Can't ask for anything else.
I will say it's not a, and I want to be honest with students coming in, it is not a get rich quick profession. It is, it's doing the things you love. It's being outdoors. It's not sitting at a desk. It's interacting with people. And you get to work with people when they're in a good mood because they're having fun.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is a steady job. It has good benefits and those types of things that can carry you. But it is, I mean, it is in the human services field.
Right.
So.
And you would be doing a disservice if you didn't say that.
Yeah.
But, you gotta make people happy. Okay, so let's say I'm a high school student or even an undeclared student here at ECU, and I kind of don't really know what my degree is going to be in, but I have interest and previous experiences. What would those be that would push me to, hey, maybe I should think about a recreation and park degree, management degree, or a recreational therapy degree?
Do you want to grab this one first?
I think that if you have a passion to work with people with disabilities, and I know that can start in grade school, middle school, volunteer hours. I think that can be a hook, and I don't, maybe Mackenzie can tell a story as to how you got started and to just wanting to work in recreational therapy. But I think it's a passion to want to help others, most particularly people with disabilities.
Okay.
We are a Discover major, like you heard from her. She wasn't sure.
I had no idea I was going to end up here.
Students that kind of find us here and switch, but there are, we would love for students to learn more about us before coming into college, and we have opportunities like this to help with that, so we really appreciate it.
Nice.
Mike, how did you discover or decide?
Okay, so my story is kind of personal. Dr. Autry knows. So I have a mother that has several different disabilities, kind of all across the different body systems. And I've also always wanted to be involved in healthcare and just help people, help heal people. I went to my advisor and we talked about a couple different options, and rec therapy really appealed to me because I have a background in dance and art, and I was like, I can use these leisure things that I enjoy to help heal people and to, help improve their quality of life. So I think if you have an interest in specific modalities like art or dance, or even like helping to coach like little league teams and things like that, I think that this is something definitely worth looking into.
I'll just add that, you have to know that, or believe that, there's therapeutic benefits of recreation, or that's important in your life, just how it makes you happy or increases your quality of life. So if that's what you feel, like if you're passionate about certain activities, and you can turn those into interventions and working with different disability populations. So, but that's kind of the crossover too, is that you believe that recreation is an inherent right for everyone.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's kind of where we tie together to
Bring joy to people.
Yeah,
and then everybody
everybody's,
Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely.
I've had students, and I teach some of our intro classes in recreation and park management, so I've had an opportunity to actually have these guys in class. And also a lot of students in recreational therapy and recreation and park management, and usually it is that kind of personal experience that brings students to us, maybe a sister or a friend with a disability, or you've had a really good experience that shaped your life in sport or in nature, and you want to bring that to others. As far as class background goes, a lot of times students who are interested in sport broadly and communication, or have a knack for things like planning, you're the person in the group who kind of pulls everyone together, you're the planner, you put on special events, that just kind of drives you. We find that students do really well if that's part of their makeup. Or you just know yourself and you were like, I am an outdoors person, I want to be a fish and wildlife game manager. It's two very different types of students. But it's like, we love people, we want to bring them together, and like, no, go away, don't step on the plants. So you can really be either, but it is a natural inclination to value those things in life and to see life as kind of from a bigger perspective, that it's more than work, it's more than money, it's more than, you know, sometimes I actually had a background in exercise physiology and in sport, and I thought, you know, I love this stuff and I love the science, but I don't care if I can throw, instead of 92-mile-an-hour pitches, 93-mile-an-hour pitches, and the science behind it. That does matter, and that is exciting to some folks, but I wanted to see that, how can throwing pitches make my social life and my community stronger? And so that's kind of the different angle that we take.
Cool.
I just wanted to add that our program is a recreational therapy degree. It's not an option. So that does mean that our students, a lot of RT programs across the nation are options and less are degrees. So by having a recreational therapy degree, it means that our students are taking more recreational therapy classes.
Right.
But we also prepare our students to sit for the certification exam and to be licensed. So there's certain science classes that we do.
Yes.
And
Some requirements.
And y'all, she's underselling it. What Dr. Autry is not telling you is that it is a career path. ECU is really well known nationally in recreational therapy. A national leader, and like I want to say last year, maybe the last 2 years, they've had 100% passage rate on that certification exam. So it's not like, oh yeah, and it's a full degree program and you're able to take this test.
No, they're the real deal.
We have a national certification. You go to conferences around the country, they know you, and you're expected to because you're well prepared to pass that exam.
And thank you for saying that, because I mean the national rate is like in the 70s.
Yes.
And last year we had 100% pass rate. So we're very proud of our students and
You should.
very
So we're
proud of our
celebrating.
students.
Max about to, sit and take those
Take
exams.
it soon.
You feel prepared about
Yes,
this?
absolutely.
Clearly.
Yeah.
I
And
don't
we
doubt it.
do, our faculty are very involved internationally, nationally, at the state level, at the regional level, in our professional organizations, and at the local level. We want to be connected,
Right.
and then we know that transitions over to the students and networking opportunities. We have a great advisory board. We're also one of 11 RT programs that are CART accredited.
Okay.
And that means we're accredited under KHAP, which is Allied Health Education accreditation.
It's harder.
Yeah.
It's a better
It's
term.
better.
We're
Yeah.
It's better.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
I'm very proud.
This is,
But we're very proud of our students, and they come in with good experiences and good hearts and work hard. So
I would just add that having the practicum experience, because we are a degree program, having a practicum as well as having an internship really helps prepare you to connect the material that you learned in the classroom with real life application if you choose to take your exam after your internship.
Yeah.
So I think just having those hands-on experiences really helps marinate the, information that you get in class.
soaks up.
Yeah,
gotta
it
put
helps
in
prepare
practice.
you.
Exactly. And not to mention, being, 21, 22, saying, hey, in a job interview, I've done this
There are letters
intervention.
behind my name.
Letters behind my name.
Yeah.
I've done this intervention. That's what you're not going to get with other applicants.
Written protocols.
So. Exactly.
Had, functional experience, practical experience.
Nice.
and being accredited, and the RPM program is accredited too, but that just means you're always evaluating yourself to do better. And so one thing that we wanted to do better and that is going to impact the students is develop more of the clinical skills, practicum opportunities, hands-on for our students. And that has been a result of accreditation and just doing a self-study, so.
Always
And I know
improving.
that, cohort is.
It
It's
keeps you
how we
honest to
get
make
to-
sure you're keeping up with the field, you're getting the newest information, and you're giving that to the students.
Teaching
Yeah.
the new stuff. Yeah, that's awesome. Mac,
Yes.
what has been your favorite part of your degree and your time here at ECU?
Okay, that's so hard. Okay, my time here at ECU is just the sense of community.
Okay.
Pirate Nation is unlike any other.
Yeah.
I promise, if you come to East Carolina 20 years down the line and you're wearing a sweatshirt and you see someone in the grocery store, they're gonna be like, I went to ECU
Yeah.
too. Like, we are just a community. So I
Right.
really love that the Greenville area really embraces us as students. And this is just a really good environment for you to learn and grow. I have grown so much, with my time here and with my professors. My favorite part of being a recreational therapy student is definitely, I hate to say almost the same thing, community, but your professors are very personable with you. I can email Dr. Autry or any of my other professors and ask them a question. They are there for you. They're there to push you as well, to get out of your comfort zone. And I just love being I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna get emotional. I'm just really happy to have spent my last 4 to 5 years here. I wouldn't have wanted to spend it anywhere else.
I asked 3 different students that last night because I wanted to have some feedback
Yeah.
from the student perspective. They did not say they were going to miss me like
Maybe if they were here in person, they would.
yeah. No, we love our students, but
Yeah.
the thing I wasn't expecting that one of the gals I talked to said was the flexibility.
Yeah.
Which I guess, I think that's pretty cool, but what she liked the best was that she was able to pursue her interests within the degree and do a full internship in the area that she wants to pursue. And then I had another student who pursued it and said, this isn't what I want, I'm gonna go in this alternate direction. But the flexibility to try those things out and then to take a number of elective courses. We get students later in the degree plan because they don't know that this is an option. They don't know that you can get a job and work in this field. And so we're able to take students on without as many prerequisites. And that's not how they said it, but they said, I came in, I was already 3 years into ECU, I was able to pivot and do something I care about and, kind of design the angle of what I wanted to study.
Yeah. So it's like built for students. It's not one route and everybody takes it.
Yeah, we've tried to
built for
take
students.
off prerequisites wherever, there's some things you have to learn in a certain order, but
Yeah.
whenever we can, if we can be student-centered and give you the opportunity to do what's best for you,
Right.
while making sure you get that baseline knowledge you need to be successful, that's kind of the focus, so.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, last question for everybody. We're gonna kind of go down. Best piece of advice for incoming students? It can be in general, it can be focused on your degree, whatever you feel.
Is this the best piece of advice or the first thing we think of?
Either or.
My best piece of advice for students is to say yes. Say yes to summer work. Say yes to a professor that asks, do you want to work on this project with me and get some of this extra experience? Say yes to the student club and meeting other people in the major. You can eventually say no and start trimming those things back. But when it comes to the major and exploring what you're passionate about and getting experiences, say yes to that. Say no to watching The Bachelorette on Monday because then you don't have time for these other things. But when it comes to your career and figuring out all your different options, say yes, take a few chances,
Go out of
get your
comfort
feet
zone.
wet, and go ahead and try it because you can always not like it, but I rarely have people regret having taken an opportunity.
Nice. That's a good piece of advice. I
That's
would
a piece of
say. Starting off strong, Dr. Shores.
I definitely agree, and volunteering I think is really important, and we do require 25 hours for the application.
Minimum.
minimum.
Gotcha.
In a recreational therapy, recreation for people with disabilities setting or allied health setting that focuses on recreation. So that's 25 hours minimum, but don't stop there. Keep volunteering in your during your courses. Try different populations.
Yes.
See where your passions are. You might be thinking, oh, I only want to work with children, but then you work in a long-term, volunteer in a long-term care facility, and your mind is changed and open. So I would say that's definitely a piece of advice from all the faculty. And then get involved. We have wonderful student societies. We have Recreational Therapy Student Society, and Recreation Park Management does too. There's leadership opportunities, but they offer an array of volunteer opportunities themselves through their activities and then networking between the students themselves, not just because of they're in class with us, they're outside of class. So get involved in the student society as well, and take on leadership roles. Like, get out of your comfort zone. People in the community know and want ECU students to be there at their internships, to hire them, but some of that comes from how involved the students were, with the program and with the student clubs and just different clubs on campuses. Our students are really involved, and I think it takes them a long way.
Yeah.
So I think that's a
Big piece that they need to know.
in addition to
Yeah.
We pretty much all have the same advice, is just networking is really
Yeah.
important, and to take advantage of the resources that you have, meaning your professor, if it's your human resources, if it's programs in the community like the Autism Society or your local nursing home, just getting a lot of experience working with different populations, because at the end of the day, you're going to get out of college what you put into it.
Right.
In any major, in
Yeah,
anything in life.
anything that you choose to pursue. Yes, anything you choose to pursue,
Right.
you're going to get out of it what you put in. So give it your best effort, step out of your comfort zone, and just be a rock star.
Be a rock star.
Be a rock
I like
star.
it.
I love it.
Very
But
nice.
Mac.
Well, yeah, Mac is clearly a rock star over here, so that's awesome. Anything else you guys want
I would just say that if you're watching this recorded or if you're with us now and you hear something and you want to follow up, one of the things that we really take pride in recreation sciences, all the faculty and all the students will get back to you. So
Yeah.
if you have a question, you want to come meet with us, you want to have a chat, reach out to one of us and we can have a conversation with you. We'd be happy to.
And if, like she said, if you're watching this later, feel free to leave a comment and we'll get your questions answered, or I'll direct you to whoever it may be. So, yeah.
We also have, this is for the undergraduate students, but we also have a graduate program. We have masters, and so some of our students do keep on going to graduate school too. So we're preparing them for.
We're going to have to do a whole nother segment.
Yes.
Just the master's program. It sounds like. Yes, that's fine. All right. You guys have anything else? Everybody good?
No, I love what we do. Thanks
Well,
for having us.
Yeah, thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, we will talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.